Men these days, in order to impress their crush, they might be acting more feminine and saying things like masculinity is so toxic. They are not showing strength and courage, which are their masculine birthright. But they should be aware that no one will respect them if they don't demonstrate their masculinity. On the other hand, ultimate man strives to elevate his masculine energy, so that he can cultivate a strong relationship with a woman who appreciates his masculine power and respects him for who he is, with all of his masculine characteristics. Many men may not be aware of what constitutes feminine or masculine energy. However, it is important to understand that if one is more feminine, then they will not be in a position to dominate a woman. In order for there to be a balance within the relationship, the woman must be the more masculine one and therefore be in control. If you are more feminine, then you will be seen as more submissive, and the woman will be the one dominating the relationship. You will not be in a position of dominance over a woman, but instead you be like a child that requires care. To become more masculine, we need to take a look at why so many men are so feminized. We must examine the media, movies, education system, and the current environment that is encouraging feminization. In school, boys are taught to sit still, cross their legs, not display masculine behavior, and focus on obedience. The teacher is often a female who reprimands boys for being too manly. This can lead to isolation, detention, and even incarceration for the truly masculine men. We must provide help to these men to help them become more masculine. For a long time, we were in a period of prosperity, safety, and peace. This enabled those that were previously powerless to have a voice, something that was not always possible in the more challenging times. This provided an opportunity for those with low testosterone, or those who had a different opinion, to be heard in a safe space. These individuals could then express their views on topics such as feminism and masculinity, and discuss the impact of Andrew Tate and other toxic people. As a result, those who have previously lacked a voice can now be heard during these good times. For a long time, we have been experiencing good times, creating a safe space for the weak to have a voice. We have seen the rise of people with low testosterone advocating for feminism, claiming masculinity to be toxic. All of this is possible because of the good times, providing a safe environment for these voices to be heard. But young men are beginning to understand that the idea of what it means to be a man has changed. 6 months ago and even a year ago, this may have been a different story. But the global message about masculinity has been spread by individuals such as Hamza and Andrew Tate. As a result, more men are starting to awaken to the idea of what it truly means to be a man and are taking steps to become more masculine. We have come to realize that some of the messages we have been told, to be weak and submissive, or to be feminine in order to be accepted by society, have been nothing more than propaganda and actually have been bad for us. Being vulnerable to the person you love can be a good thing, but it is important to remember that not all advice to be feminine is right. Slowly, the truth dawns on you, the advice was wrong, and it would have ended in loneliness and suffering. Every day, someone would tell the same story that they had opened up and showed vulnerability to their girlfriend, and then the attraction faded away. But as soon as they realized that a woman can't be drawn to a masculine man who reveals his feminine side, it all makes sense. With each step you take towards becoming more masculine, you feel a sense of rightness and a mixture of pain and anger. It's common sense, isn't it? However, in near future there will be more celebrations of these men instead of cancellations. These men who have been essential in providing safety and good times will be celebrated. One last thing I want to say, and I want you to think about it for a moment. The scariest thing for me is the realization that countries are very different, with some having men who are far more masculine than those of Western countries. If a massive war were to break out, the Western feminized man may not stand a chance against the traditional masculine man. It is hard to believe that such a conflict could occur, but it is a possibility that we must face.